Beauty is a gift from God. This is one of a few variant views that we're going to explore today in this video. Want to see what the implications are of holding views that are similar to this and what they say about human creativity. So we're going to start with the main variant of this. Beauty is a gift from God. Beauty is already set, and God is the only thing that can create beauty and already has created beauty. Anything that is beautiful that humans create is coming from a revelation from God. We humans do not have the ability to create something new or create some new beauty. We can only express the beauty that has already been created by God, and we can only do it, of course, imperfectly. In this case, there's no possibility for the growth of beauty. There's only continual revelation or maybe refinement of what we understand as the thing that is already perfectly beautiful. So here we understand two things. Beauty is not a form of knowledge that can grow infinitely. That's one thing that we understand. And the second thing is that humans are not universal. Humans do not have the capability of creating beauty. Only God can do that, and God did it. In this specific variant that I'm thinking of currently, God won't create anything new. There's no need to. God doesn't do that. So there's no growth from us or God. You could have a variation where God does continually create new things and new patterns that are beautiful and can reveal them to us at whatever rate he chooses. But that's a slightly different variation where God just continuously does more things. Okay, but both of those are possible, and in both cases, well, in the second case where God does continue to grow beauty, perhaps beauty is a form of knowledge that can grow infinitely. It's just that humans can't do it because humans are not universal. Only God could do it. There's a bit of interest to me in the fact that if God were creating beauty and we are just um, representing it as things that we've been revealed, presumably we could make mistakes with that. And presumably some of our mistakes could be, I don't know, um, I would just say some of our mistakes may be better than what was original. So that would be a contradiction. Like, of course, it would not be possible in this view for that to happen. But I would assume, like, it seems to me strange that that would not be possible to have a mistake be better than the original. Secondarily, of course, humans would have the ability to recognize beauty, but not create beauty. And again, if we could make mistakes and recognize them as mistakes, and then we could correct the error, and in that case, what we correct the error to could be better than the original that we tried to that was revealed to us. So let's say God creates a pattern that is beautiful. It is revealed to the human. The human makes a mistake in the representation of that beauty. The human notices that mistake and tries to correct it. And the thing that is corrected does not match the original, but it's something better than the original. I would see that as a possibility if indeed humans could make mistakes, and if indeed humans can recognize beauty, and if indeed humans can do any sort of error correction, right? They can change the patterns once they have been revealed. So it would make sense that it would be possible to make something better. However, that would not be allowed in this view because only God can create beauty. So there's some sort of contradiction happening there. Not sure where that contradiction falls precisely. Is it the fact that humans make errors? Of course, humans can make errors, right? Humans can recognize beauty. Presumably, they can recognize when the beautiful thing that they see from God or revealed from God, they can notice that, or they can see when something else is not revealed from God is, not beautiful. So there's the recognition. If you have those two things, it seems like you could be able to error correct because you can change the patterns. So I guess you can change the patterns. Those are three things. You can make a mistake in the revelation, you can recognize mistakes, and you can change the patterns that have been revealed, in which case you should be able to error correct, meaning that the human should be able to also create beauty. Another variant of this is not that there is God who is creating the beauty, but there are gods, there are muses, there are like some sort of spiritual beings in some different realm that are creating the beauty, and they are revealing it to humans. Maybe revelation isn't the right term in this context. The humans tap in to the beauty. They go into the spirit realm and they talk to their guardian angel or something like that. And in the communication and the communing with the spirits, they can pick up the beauty and then they can try to represent the beauty in their works of art. So in this case, again, it's not a single god that's doing it, it's multiple gods. And perhaps they can grow and change and have different ideas, but whatever. The gods are the ones that can create beauty. Humans cannot. Humans are somehow necessarily flawed and incapable of creating truly new and beautiful patterns. Only the gods can do that. And the only way for humans to get access to that is through some sort of, spiritual practices, meditation or something, I don't know, praying. Again, this denies the human creativity. Humans are not able to be creative. You can't create anything new. It seems to still fall to this idea that the human would be able to recognize whatever the muses tell them is beautiful, and the humans could make a mistake, and the humans could change the pattern such that they correct the mistake or make something different than what was mistaken initially, which should mean that they could grow beauty independently. But in the case of the muses and other spiritual beings, there's not really a clear um, there are many different options for what the beings are doing or how they can create beauty. There's not really, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have a set standard. We don't know. There are many different beings and maybe they're conflicting with each other and maybe they're doing different things independently. So maybe beauty can grow in many interesting and new ways in the spirit realm, and we just have to tap in and communicate with those folks in the spirit realm. But we're not able to do it for some reason. Another variation of this type of thing is not that an independent person can meditate and, you know, talk to the spirits and get their beauty, but you have to be a special type of person to be able to meditate and talk to the spirits or the gods or whoever. And we don't have any of these special people anymore. And so we have to stick to the traditions because some person in the past, and human in the past, had the ability to tap in and communicate with the spirits, and they've codified what they discovered was beautiful from the spirits, and they codified it into a tradition. And all that we can do is uphold the tradition and stick to the standards of the existing traditions. We cannot create anything new because humans can't do it anyway. And for some reason, modern humans don't have access to the spirit realms and the muses. So we only need to stick to the tradition. We cannot continuously improve things. And pretty much we just have to fight against degradation of the existing beauty. There's nothing else that we can do. We have no other hope. There's the beauty that is embodied in our traditions. There is the degradation of that beauty that's embodied in our tradition. And all the standards for evaluating beauty are fixed within that tradition. And globally, I mean, the, the standards for evaluating beauty are fixed everywhere, and only the tradition has captured it. And anybody who has standards that are outside of those fixed standards is mistaking and degrading beauty and our standards for beauty. I feel like I said a word incorrectly there. Degrading? Denigrating? I don't know. Degrading? So in this particular version, as with many of the other ones, but I'm highlighting here, there are fixed standards for evaluating beauty. And so not just the creation of beauty being fixed, but the evaluation of beauty. And if anybody tries to evaluate beauty in a new way, or if anybody creates beauty that is following some different standards, they are wrong, clearly, because humans are not able to create new standards for evaluating beauty. We've already got them all, and they're in our tradition. And the final special variant that I want to go into is it is that there are special humans that can tap into some spirit world or muses or whatever and have access to the new beauty that is being created over there. There are special humans that have that ability, but they're not all in the past. We have some special humans who are still alive today. We just don't know who they are, or maybe we do know who they are and we call them the geniuses. And there are only a few people every generation that have access to this spirit world, and they can show us, reveal to us new aspects of beauty, perhaps new beauty, but new aspects of beauty. And we are only stuck with them, and anybody else doing things, your regular old kid playing music in their garage, they have no access to the muses. They're not making anything new. People doing TikTok dances, they're not doing anything beautiful. No new beauty. That's all degradation. But there is some genius out there somewhere. I don't want to name any names. I don't know any names. There are some geniuses out there, and they're the ones creating the real beauty, and revealing the real beauty to us. And everybody else is mistaken. But it's just for some unknown weird reason that they have access to whatever source of beauty external to humanity, and only them having access to that, and everybody else sucks. So that's just some range of views about beauty being given from something external. And all of those views, again, they are all denying human creativity. There's no possibility for humans to create beauty in those views. And additionally, in most of those views, there's no possibility for the growth of beauty. You're kind of just stuck with what you have. I think the opposite here. I think that it is possible for humans to create beauty. I think it is possible for humans to grow beauty, for humans to create new patterns that can be pervasive into many different forms of art and cause new possibilities, new transformations. And there's the infinite possibility of infinite growth of beauty that humans can do. And I don't even think it's limited to humans. The biosphere can do it too. They've done nicely, usually much slower than humans can do it, but they can do it nicely. So nature can be beautiful and so on. And perhaps there are aliens or gods or whatever, and surely they can make beauty too. But we can also make the same. We can all make the beauty, okay? And if there are gods and aliens, I'm guessing they're making beautiful things, and we would be interested in those beautiful things, but surely they would also be interested in our beautiful things, and they would want to see the beauty that we have created independently of them. That is, of course, taking for granted that humans are universal, and the aliens and the gods and the spirits are all universal, and we are all capable of creating new things, creating beauty, creating knowledge. And so, in my view, every person is capable of creating new beauty. They don't have to look to an authority that's external to humanity, or even, within humanity, authority as a human authority. And they don't have to stick to the standards that are already the existing standards. They can create new standards for what is beautiful, and those new standards can create new possibilities. And I think that because humans are universal, beauty is a form of knowledge, and knowledge can grow infinitely.